What's happening now?
Why are they doing this?
Is this supposed to be funny?
Why was I ever born?
Questions, questions, questions. How human it is to always want to know. Hello and congratulations. I'm Brian, the voice of living instruction, and I welcome you to an audio-visual fantasia entitled The Mark Newgarden We All Die Alone Personal Book Groomer. And you.
The Mark Newgarden We All Die Alone Personal Book Groomer? What's that?
Funny you asked. The Mark Newgarden We All Die Alone Personal Book Groomer is a manual pocket-sized device which, when properly administered, removes dust, lint, hair, and other undesirable electrostatically charged substances from the mock-flocked cover of We All Die Alone, a collection of cartoons and jokes by Mark Newgarden.
Why have I chosen the Mark Newgarden We All Die Alone Personal Book Groomer?
You have probably chosen the Mark Newgarden We All Die Alone Personal Book Groomer because A. You own a copy of this book. B. You anticipate owning a copy at some time in the future. C. You are regularly using a copy belonging to a friend or loved one. D. You own another, similarly flocked or mock-flocked volume which has attracted these unwanted materials. Perhaps a Bible.
Why do these materials adhere to my book?
Briefly, all matter is composed of atoms, and all atoms are composed of subatomic particles, among which are the charged particles known as protons and electrons. Protons carry a positive charge, and electrons carry a negative charge. Ordinarily, every object carries equal numbers of protons and electrons and thus is said to have a neutral charge. Sometimes, however, when two different materials come into close contact, electrons may be transferred. When this happens, one material ends up with an excess of electrons and becomes negatively charged, while the other ends up with a deficiency of electrons and becomes positively charged. This accumulation of imbalanced charges on objects results in the phenomena we commonly refer to as static electricity. Such materials will attract each other and cling together. Because mock flocking is a material that readily gives up electrons, We All Die Alone produces an accumulation of negative charge on an otherwise neutral material, such as dust.
Can you repeat that for my sister, who came a little late?
Sure. Well, no, not really.
What is flock and what is flocking?
Good question. The dictionary defines flock as 1. A tuft, as of fiber or hair. 2. Waste cotton or wool used for stuffing furniture and mattresses. 3. An inferior grade of wool added to cloth for extra weight. 4. Pulverized wool or felt that is applied to paper, cloth, or metal to produce a texture or pattern. 5. See floccule. Flocking is defined as 1. To stuff with waste wool or cotton. 2. To texture or pattern with pulverized wool or felt. Definition number 4 of flock and definition number 2 of flocking are of the most direct concern to readers of We All Die Alone.
So what is mock flocking?
Mock flocking is a new proprietary method of achieving the luxurious look and feel of true old-world flocking at a fraction of the cost. If your copy of We All Die Alone was traditionally flocked, it would have cost you over $647, and even more in Canada. After consulting professional flocking information firms and numerous flocking focus groups, the publisher wisely decided that mock flocking was a veritable godsend. This magnificent process affords We All Die Alone's target audience the slim but significant chance at an enhanced quality of life accrued from actual humor ownership. Cartoons, printed in books and sold directly to the public, can now help make long museum lines and prohibitive art gallery hours a thing of the past.
But why is my copy of We All Die Alone mock-flocked?
Helene Silverman, the brilliant designer of We All Die Alone, says, "That's just the way it is."
Are these materials considered dangerous?
Many librarians who work with flocked and mock-flocked books like We All Die Alone daily suffer from a variety of illnesses related to book dust. The books in their charge may not be regularly cleaned for economic reasons or for simple lack of knowledge about the hazards of soft and fuzzy editions. Curious librarians seeking such knowledge in large mock-flocked encyclopedias or dusty bound back issues of medical journals are actually placing themselves at further risk without even knowing it. But you do not need to be a professional librarian to suffer these ill effects. Simply owning a single mock-flocked volume may be a sufficient tax on your mortality. According to library dust consultant Hassan Borlurshi, Ph.D., when you open a dusty book, an air current is created which pushes up the dust accumulated on and in the book directly to your nose. There are no other normal cases that you blow dust into your nose by yourself.
Is that for real?
Who knows? We just got it off a website.
What is dust?
Dust consists of solid or liquid particulate matter suspended in the air. It is manufactured overseas in large industrial plants and at home by normal human activity in our cities, suburbs, and farms. Dust may contain mold, fiber, and dander from dogs, cats, and other animal friends, as well as the tiny dust mite. These microscopic dust mites, which live in bedding, upholstered furniture, and sensual wigs, thrive in the summer and die in the winter. They will, however, continue to thrive year-round if your house is warm, comfortable, and contains amusingly bound reading matter. The glistening particles seen floating in a shaft of beautiful sunlight invariably include dead mites and their waste products. It is these waste products that may spell mankind's destruction. Dust is now generally considered to be our greatest natural enemy.
How does dust affect my body?
Dust damages the human body, beginning its insidious attack in the eyes and on the skin by creating irritation and aggravating allergies. Dust-bound chemicals may enter the bloodstream directly via exposure to unprotected flesh. It is reported that high concentrations of dust, especially tarry or sticky particles, can coalesce to actually create a river of dust inside of you. A group of dust particles with a diameter of more than 10 microns, technically known as a bunny, can be absorbed through the mouth, throat, or nose. Harmful toxins thus easily find their way into the human digestive tract. From there, it's only a matter of time. We now know that Edgar Allan Poe, Percy Bysshe Shelley, Robert Louis Stevenson, and Popeye all owed their untimely demise to dusty books. Who knows what other great works they could have furnished mankind?
How can all this be prevented?